Hello everybody and welcome to today's live stream. And today I'm just gonna work a little bit on a project and you can watch over my shoulders. We can chat about all kinds of interesting animation things. Just to be clear, this is not a tutorial. I'm not gonna show you step by step and explain. I mean, I will explain while I work, but this is if you're looking for helpful tutorials to learn animation step by step, there are lots of other videos on this channel, on our YouTube channel, where I actually teach you something about animation step by step. This is more a little bit of a hangout session while I work on this project, and we can talk about animation and art and comic and geek stuff while we're working on it together. And yeah, if there's already somebody here, please let me know if you can hear and see me okay. And also to check if the chat and everything is working, because I created some new overlays so I can always see what you guys are chatting, and also always can see the entire screen, and I'm not covering something up with my video bubble. So let me just check if everything is in order here from the technology, and then we can start momentarily. I'm really excited for this. A little bit about what we're going to do. We're gonna rig, and hopefully we'll also get to animate this character here, which is for a game project called MS Salmon. And yeah, we're gonna talk about the game project a little more over the coming weeks, because I got the permission from the fantastic director Kim Nguyen to always scream. Oh my god, to always stream while I am working on this project. Maybe sometimes scream in frustration when something doesn't work as it's supposed to be. And yeah, what will be really cool is that I will rediscover an old software that I have been working with a while back. It's called Moho. It used to be Anime Studio Pro, and it's super great for rigging. And I'm really excited to dive into this a little bit more. All right, so I already see that there's some people in the chats. Let me pull that up for me a little bit bigger, because ironically you can see the chat very well in the video. I can't see it so well. Oh, it's Nudie. It's Kerstin. Hello. How are you doing? I have to say I'm a bit nervous because, as I said, I have been working in Moho before, but I haven't done it in a long time. So I already started working on it off screen a little bit, so it won't be that embarrassing. Yeah, let me show you what I already got here. As you see, I have many layers for all the different art pieces. I already have like a arm and body rig here, and it's already pretty functional. But the thing that I'm really super proud of is how the 3D rotation is coming along. I have this body rotation bone right here, and the super cool thing, if I rotate it, it's gonna give me a 360 body turn. And yeah, this is I'm still working on this, but it's already pretty cool how it will all come together in the end. And I really like doing 360 degree rigs, because what I don't like when you replace one rig with another is that it sometimes you have like huge shifts when you shift from a rig from a side rig to a 3/4 rig. And the cool thing with the 360 degree rig is that it's so smooth, and you can do some really nice fake 3D stuff. Nudie Draw said, I forgot everything about Moho as well. Yeah, it's so crazy when you don't work with the software in a while. Although I feel like a lot of it comes back as like driving a bicycle. You never quite unlearn it completely. And yeah, Nudie Draws, I'm doing quite well. Thank you. Because, you know, working in lockdown in home office is nothing new for us animators. Already been doing it for years. Hi Fatima, nice to see you. Yeah, so this is where we're gonna continue, and yeah, I got a little bit bored with the 360 degree to set up the arm correctly. We're gonna do that later. As the next thing, I wanted to pick doing the beak, because I think, you know, right now it looks so strange with just the eyes. And I think as soon as this character has the beak, it's gonna look a lot better. So yeah, I already started doing the art right here. Hi Shriram, this is Moho. We're working in Moho today. And we're gonna give this wonderful penguin detective a beak. I'm gonna tell you more about the story and the backgrounds of this as we go along, or I mean, I also don't know that much about it yet, about this project and where it's gonna go. But I'm very happy to take you along for the ride and see how everything develops. And yeah, for now, we should get this character rigged. And I created a beak layer for the top and for the bottom. And one thing that I realized is very helpful is to plan what you're rigging and how you want to rig it. And for that, I already started making some plans, which I'm going to show you in a second. Here I have a little board on which I planned the layers, and oh boy, I can already tell you that the plans didn't work out quite well, quite as I planned it. So we're gonna need to refine, especially the body. I had a different idea about it later on that I only noticed during the rigging. But for now, let's rig the beak, and for that, I'm gonna do some planning here over the beak. So actually, the difficult thing here is not so much how it looks, because that is already decided. I'm gonna have 2 layers, but then if we open the beak, I'm gonna have a 3rd layer. So we're gonna have a 3rd layer. So this is the outside of the lower beak, but inside we're gonna have another layer. We're gonna have the inside beak layer. So I'm just planning that here to be like that. And then I'm thinking about where I want to put the bones. I definitely want to have some at the outside here. I want to have one here at the corner of the mouth. I want to have a bone for, or maybe let's do that next to it. I want to have one at the corner of the mouth. I want to have one for the upper beak, and everything is probably going to parent it to it. And I want to have one for the lower beak, and then I want to have secondary bones to move the corners of the mouth, and I want to have one here that I can turn like this, so I can make like a puckered kissy lip, like an O shape. We're gonna have the same here at the bottom, so we can open the beak for an O shape, and then we're gonna have like corners here, 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 and here, and they all gonna be parented to the closest bone. Yeah, I think that's how the beak could work. Yeah, Sriram, it is a penguin. Oh yeah. Very colorful penguin right now. Hi KMSN. You work on our game. Is this Kim? Hello. Yeah, I think now that we've planned this a little bit, we can jump back into Moho and already put in some bones. Okay, so and the cool thing in Moho, I mean, I guess many other software work like this too, is that if you make a bone while having a bone selected, they will be parented. And in this case, I want the beak to be parented to the facial feature bone, which I have right here. And yeah, so all we can do now is click and drag to have the upper beak and yeah, everything will be parented to that. So we click and drag again for the lower beak. It's not that good if they like completely overlap. I think, yeah, this makes it better to grab. Maybe more like this. Yeah, I think there's a good rotation point and you can still select them individually. And now we select upper bone again to make some parent bones, child bones, namely this one for the O shape, for the puckered lip, and this one again for some lip movement. There we go. Hi, Rolly. Wait, did I focus correctly? Oh yeah, I have this one selected and it's going to be parented. And we're going to click on the lower beak bone and also have some points connected. I really need to learn the keyboard shortcuts again, because that can really speed up the working process, but oh well. Oh, and we also wanted to have a bone up here for the O shape. Let's see. Yeah, this is how we wanted that. Okay. So now we have to define which points of our drawing correspond to which bone. Let's go into the layers for that one. And yeah, you can kind of already see which bones are supposed to go together. Oh, you know what we don't have? We don't have the corner of the mouth. This should also be parented to the upper beak. And we're adding a bone to the bone layer. And now all the bones should be here. Let's bind some points to that bone. So, corner of the mouth is that one. We bind this point to this bone. No. Oh, you know what? What I like to do, just as a fail-safe, because it can happen that you forget a bone and then it will behave very weirdly or it will be left behind. So to avoid this, I think it's a good practice to first bind all the points to one of the bones. And I think for the upper beak, it makes sense to bind all the points to this bone. So now all the points are already attached to something. I think that's really good. I wonder if we need like another bone to go over top of all of it, because if we move that upper beak bone. First of all, let's get rid of the bone strength, because I'm going to do everything with the bind point tool. Yeah, if we move the beak now, it also moves that point. That makes sense because it's bound to this bone. So we need another bone on top of everything to just do the general position of the beak. And then we can also bind this point right here to it so it doesn't move. So let's do that right now. Again, I'm going to do the facial features and have our beak holder right here. Doing some, first of all, let's get rid of the bone strength and reparent some stuff. This is gonna be part of that one, and this goes here. All right. And back to point binding. Here we have the top of the beak. And binding points, we bind this point to that bone, and now if you open the beak, it should stay there. Yeah, the corner of the mouth can probably also be parented to that bone so it doesn't move. Oh, what joy. beak, top. Find this point. Now, this bone gets that point. This bone gets that point. And this bone gets this one. Okay, let's test it real quick. Cool, cool. And this is for the puckered beak. Sehr schön, very nice. I also kind of hope that we can fake a perspective. Yeah, by drawing together these bones. That's already pretty nice, cool. Better than I thought it would work. Since we're already here on frame 1, gonna reparent this one to our beak holder. And now we bind the points for the lower beak. Okay. First of all, as a fail-safe, we're going to bind all the points to this bone. There we go. And now we can connect it to all the little controllers that we have. The corner of the mouth. Here we go. The top right here. Did this work? Oh. This one right there. And there we go. Now we can test this. Hi, Wretched. No, this bone can be picked up. Oh, I did a mistake. I bound them all to the upper one. They should obviously be bound to the lower one. I was on the wrong layer. But this one is working quite nice. Quite nicely. Looks a little derpy, but oh well. Yeah, okay, my mistake. The points of the lower beak should actually be bound to this bone, to these lower ones. So let's do that. With B, we get the bone select tool, and then we can do that whole party over again. Bind this one to that one, dish one here, and last but not least, we have this bone and this point. Bound together forever. Yeah, and if I didn't mess it up again, it should now be kind of sort of functional. Wonderful. And what I kind of hope is that we can turn this into a smile. A bit of a derpy smile, but we can fix that later. Cool. Yeah, I think this is gonna work nicely. Now we need another layer for the inside of the beak. And for this we have to do a little bit of guesswork, how far it should go. Creating a new layer here. Vector layer, Ben, beak, inside. So let's draw this. It's kind of cool how it just goes along with everything if you click and drag. And now probably should follow along with the points that we already have at the bones. And now refine those curves. Yeah, drawing with vector curves just gives you so many opportunities to still tweak your drawing after you've done it. I really enjoy that. Corner. I wonder if those can be a little further inside to avoid them showing. There we have the beak inside. Let's turn that into a shape. To be quite honest with you, I still didn't quite figure out how shapes work in Moho. I feel like I'm sometimes using them wrong. But yeah, so now let's do some fun point binding once again. Hello Fred, nice to see you. How are you doing on this fine day? Okay, so the inside of the beak, let's connect that all to the lower beak bone. Select them all and bind them to the lower beak, except for this one. This is going to be connected to the corner of the mouth. So I need to switch bones. This one, connect that to the corner of the mouth, and this point right here is just supposed to stay where it is. So we connect it to the beak holder. Fred says also, I'm doing great. Thanks for asking. Cool. That's nice to hear. Especially in these times, you know. So. And it kind of works. I think we really have to think what we're going to do with this point. Because if we're moving the corner of the mouth around, it will reveal that other point. But other than that, it's doing quite well what I wanted it to do. We now have an inside for the beak. We just need to figure out what to do with this point. I mean, we could always just correct it. That's the cool thing in Moho. If you set the bones to any position, you can always correct how the shape is supposed to look. But of course, it would be good if this would already all work out without us doing any smart bone corrections. So let's play around with it a little bit and see how it behaves. Yeah, maybe it has to move with the corner of the mouth somehow. But the beak is so thin here. It's kind of a bit of a weak spot that we have to cover up here. Or let's make it a really soft point. Go in here, make it a bit softer. So and then I don't know, let's connect it with the rest of the lower beak. See what happens. Select that bone. Go to point binding for the beak inside. And marry those points forever, or until I have a new idea of how all this works together. Oh, it completely broke? Why would it do that? Let's go back. Beak bottom. And undo what we have done. Yeah, because all the other points still need to be connected. But there is a way how to do this. If I just go into the... If I just go into the selection and I select the points, now you can see in red, those are the points that were already bound to it. And we just have to add... this one. And now it should work. Hey children. Yeah, of course. Nice to see you. So. Yeah, going back to my test frame. This now works okay. Let's see how it is when we move the corner of the mouth around. Yeah, we will have to repair the smile. But this is already pretty good. Bra 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 bra. Bra bra bra. Blah blah blah. So yeah, that's already quite nice. Now I can make a nice snarl. Okay, and if we put some perspective in it, this is hard to grab. Not the rotation. I want to grab the end of the bone. Huh. Yeah, there we can make it bigger and smaller. Okay. I think this is ready to be stuck on the face of our little penguin detective. So, okay, now for the front view, we actually need to create a different beak. So I'm gonna put this beak in a switch layer. And also let's color the upper beak so we can't see through it anymore. Beak top should of course also be filled, and I think I already have a fill style for that. Beak. I have to say I still don't know exactly when stuff is filled here. No, not the trench coat, but the beak. Oh yeah. Now that looks a bit less confusing. And we're gonna have a folder for the beak rig group. Then beak rig. And this is going to be part of a switch layer. Switch. Then beak switch. So I can switch between hand-drawn shapes and the rig. Right now it only has the rig in it, but yeah, so if we need that, we can change. Oh, yeah. This already looks pretty good. Why is it rendering this like that? Okay, it's coming along. There's a tip in the chat. You can hide a bone in order to grab another one, which is behind. Oh yeah, I should really look into that. That sounds very useful. Why is the other eyes already vanished? This is not good. Need to... Oh, this is gonna be interesting if we open the mouth too much and it shows the eye from the other side. This is definitely a shape that we need to avoid. But I think we can just shove him down there. Hello. Hello. I'm a detective. It was a dark, stormy night when she came to the door and gave me the job. Okay, yeah, this is gonna be working. This is working great. So, offset bone. And I guess let's look in our body rotation. And there's an area where it already works pretty well. That's really cool. I didn't expect it to also work in the side view. But I guess the beak doesn't really get longer. Do you see that in the model sheet? If anything, the beak got a little bit smaller. So that's okay. That's pretty good. Oh, no. I should not do that. Yeah. Obviously, the beak should become shorter as it goes to the middle. So let's do that really roughly. There we have it. He looks cute with the shorter beak. Oh, and we should have set the keyframes, but we can just take them. We can just take them from the beginning. There we have the one, and there we have the other one. Cool. Well done so far. Thank you very much. It's my boss man in the chat. This is a whole new world of being controlled by being on the job if you live stream it. Actually, the beak should already have the full length in the 3/4 view. So this should be the 3/4 view, and it should already have the full length, which I think was this keyframe. There. You know, because this is the view that we actually modeled the keyframe 2. Isn't it this one? Hello? Is this not the right bone? Oh no! So this is the full length. Oh, I was always... The thing, somehow I get confused with this 360-degree view, which keyframes are actually forward in time and which ones are backwards in time, because, you know, for me this is not a time thing, this is just a degree thing. And you're gonna see it when we do stuff, when we set up stuff to become invisible in certain views. You're gonna see how thinking in time for the 360-degree thing is really weird. But yeah, so this is the actual keyframe, and it should already have full length here. And yeah, I think now it's set up correctly. Maybe it shouldn't become that short. We just have to replace the beak when it comes to the... Yeah, I think this is nice. This is okay. Really. Oh, thank you, Nudie Draws. Yeah, I'm a bit, you know, to really boost my confidence right now here, the view counter that I have here in the background shows me that no people are watching. So I'm like, oh, is this really like, this must be super boring. But, I mean, I try to make it entertaining as I go from failure to failure, because this is the part of the rigging process. You need to try things and fail, and then you need to figure out how to do it better. But yeah, and I want it to be a little bit entertaining. I want it to be a little bit helpful, maybe, if you guys are also messing around with Moho. Yeah, and of course we can always talk about just animation stuff in general. We didn't really get to do that yet, but we can also do that. Okay, so let's flip the beak, and I'm really interested to see if that even works. If we can go all the way to here. And here we would switch to another beak shape entirely, and then maybe here we would have the beak flipped. Oh, this is pointing in the wrong direction for flipping, right? Oh, and you can't do it. How do you flip stuff? Oh, is this not possible? Hi, Fred. Yeah, I'm multi-streaming to Twitch and on Facebook. We are also live, and on YouTube. Just messing around a little bit with, because I don't quite know, you know, what would be the right platform for this. Because I think people on YouTube, they're more used to the tutorials and to the cut down content. So I don't know if this is the place for these watch me work videos, but this is where I have most subscribers at the moment. So that's why I'm still streaming to YouTube as well. But I don't know, maybe Twitch is the better place for this. I don't know. Sort of planned about this before. I've done many harmony rigs before, and mirroring a harmony rig never was an issue, but doesn't seem to work for Moho bones. Oh no. This, of course. Oh no, there's a oh, there's a flip bone. Oh, wrong kind of flip. Oh, that is cool. Oh, so it's even better than in Harmony. My apologies, Moho. Yeah, thank you. I don't know how your name is pronounced. Person that starts with an M and has everything written very weirdly. Yeah, this is even better than in Harmony. That's pretty cool. Yeah, so we flip it and through. Very good. Need to correct the position a little bit. So let's move the beak. Oh, just the beak. Where's the beak? There's the beak. Just the beak. Okay. And then the side view. Side view. Of course, we also need to correct the position here. Then we have some frames of wild and crazy mayhem. And then we go back to the position. Okay, let's get our frames again for the beak. Keeping it after the flip. Right here. And then in 3/4 view, it should already be extended. Ah, you're from Greece. That's why you have Greek letters. That makes a lot of sense. I unfortunately only know the Greek letters from math class, with like pi and alpha and beta for angles. I kind of wish I could speak or write a language that doesn't have the Latin alphabet, because it's kind of cool. It's like almost a, you know, for the people who don't know these letters, it's a little bit of a secret code language. I mean, I guess that's what language always is for somebody who doesn't speak it. It's always a secret code. All right. Okay. I'm not quite content with how the arm is set in this view. But I guess it has to work something like that. Oh, it looks so much better with the beak. I've been working on this for like a day or two, and not having the beak made it really creepy, and now it makes a lot more sense. All right, let's have a look at the side view. Let's get that set up correctly. Oh, wrong. This beak bone. Does the model sheet say? Okay, there is some space. Now, of course, I have to correct it for the 3/4 position. Yeah. Let's do that side view as well. Setting the eye a little bit back. Oh, don't rotate this. I probably have to clean up the keyframes a lot later because I'm setting far more keyframes than you probably should on such a smart bone layer. But yeah, I want to have it working first. Okay. And now to go for the full 360 impression, I gotta actually do some layering with the beak. Oh, that's the wrong one, this one. Here, and shift it behind beak. Beak, and it can just go behind everything. Can even go, no, it should still be in front of the arm, right? So he can scratch his beak. Oh, did I move the eyebrow with the beak? That should not be like that. Beak, only these 3 layers, please. Come down here. And I think here. Oh no, where did you go? Why is this not working? Oh, I'm back on the main timeline? Huh? What happened here? Okay, so this is the frame where I want the shift to happen. Oh, I already put it in folders and stuff, and I didn't. No, wait, I never put it into the folders? Oh. Okay. That makes more sense. Now I can get the whole beak switch. I was confused. I actually already put stuff into folders. That's quite good. Makes it a little more tidy. Okay, so once again, let's select the bone that has the beak. Move it over here. And now I have the whole beak switch layer that I can just simply move down here. And that should work. And now the beak is behind. Wonderful. And now to go. Yeah. See, now I got confused with time. Because there's now a keyframe telling the beak to go behind. It's behind everything from now on. But this is the area where I actually wanted to be in front of stuff. So, to change that, I need to set some more keyframes. The keyframe where I actually want everything to be behind is this one. So let's grab everything. Let's grab the beak. Put it here. I so hope that the layer order frames, keyframes, that it will all be relatively consistent. And then actually what we want is the layer order, when it flips again, the beak should go back in front. Oh, where did it used to be? It used to be above the eyebrow. Yeah, and above the eyes. That makes sense. That actually makes sense. So let's do it like that. Again, layer order. Go up here. Take the beak. And put it where? Above the eyebrow. Might have been a little bit too early. One frame too early. Yeah. Whoop. And now the beak just vanishes really quickly. I think I can actually take the main facial feature bone for that, because oh no, I can't, because it is also connected to the fill. So never mind, just do it like that. And we got a nice... Ah, I love it when stuff comes together. Really cool. Oh yeah, Fred, you wrote this comment a little while ago. Fred wrote, I really like this kind of thing because I can just work on my art or animation while watching you work on your animation. It makes me feel extra motivated. Yeah. Yeah, I personally do that a lot too. I like to listen to people's live streams and podcasts and stuff like that. It's really, really nice to work alongside. You know, even especially nowadays where you don't have like an office or anything like that. Okay. So, oh, I should actually save. I always forget to save. Is there an autosave actually in Moho? I never looked it up. Preferences. Automatically check for updates. Documents. I don't know. If there's anyone that is a Moho Pro, maybe you can tell me if there's autosave. All right, Fred, thank you very much. Have a nice day. Hope to see you again in the stream. Do Don't see an autosave. So we need to remember to always hit Control S every now and then. I actually need a short break, but I'm gonna be back in 5 minutes. Just gotta get some more water. I also forgot to drink. I should probably drink this. And then get more water right away. And then we're gonna continue. And yeah, let's I think the hat is next. Oh, and maybe some blend shapes for the mouth so we can actually make him smile and give him a lovely smile, our little penguin detective. So, I'll be right back and see you in a little bit. All right, welcome back. We're gonna continue rigging our detective, our film noir detective, who's so film noir that he's actually black and white. The green is only a test color. So let me. Where's the chat? There's the chat. Our expert, our Moho expert, chimed in and said, I think there's not an autosave option, but if the program stops unexpectedly, it has a recover file option when you reopen it. That is good, because knowing me, I'll probably do some stuff to make it crash. I'm gonna get every animation software to crash. For the people who regularly watch, they know we found some safe ways to make OpenToonz crash, so let's find some ways in Moho. Okay, so the beak is looking pretty good. Let's make a placeholder beak for the, or not a placeholder beak, just a frontal facing beak for the switch layer here. That would actually start. Or you know what? Let's just make that on frame 0. Go back to the main timeline and switch off the body layer so we can see that lovely beak. And go into the switch layer. And make a new vector drawing. Beak, frontal, or frontal. Closed, neutral, I guess. Really important to name your layers like this, because this way, you know, we can have closed, neutral, happy, sad. We can have open, wide, open 3/4, something like that. We can have like a, you know, systematic naming convention. And if we draw some side view shapes, we can also name them beak, side, closed, happy, no idea. So yeah, I think that's a good naming convention. And make this the active child for now. Let's trace this. And put in some tangents. So this is the actual corner of the mouth. Maybe we can turn this into like a little mini rig. Wonderful. It's a beautiful front-facing beak. We should probably actually move this to where the actual rig is. This is not quite lining up. mean, it shouldn't be bigger. I wonder if we could actually connect it to the corner of the mouth thing. Could make him frown in this one. And then when we pull up the corner of the mouth, it's gonna pull up both sides. And then we have like a little bit of a rig. But you know, it's always difficult to decide if while rigging you already want to think about every single possibility, and I think that's not the best thing to do. So let's just do that when during the animation we realize we actually need a front facing beak rigged. Switch back to that beak, and in our rotation, layer, we have this part starting here where we should switch to the front facing beak. Make active child. Why is it all the way over there? It's probably because an animation offset. I already realized that I probably should not have used it as extensively as I did. But oh well, here we are. Make active child. And let's now look at the... Oh, it's not connected to the bone at all. So, of course, it wouldn't move with it. Yeah, you know, bone binding. That's an actual thing that you need to do. As if we haven't done enough of that today. Let's just bind the layer. Let's just bind the layer to this bone, and now it should all be well. If we go to the, yeah. Oh, I also like it for the back perspective if the beak is getting smaller. But yeah, for now, in frame 0, it should have the beak rig to be the active child. Then we can go into our timeline. There comes the beak. Let's switch on the body again. This is confusing. There we go. Much better. So, I don't quite understand why the beak isn't perfectly in the middle. Let's do that manually then. And then, of course, after the flip, we can already have the rig back. Make active child. Oh, go out of the selection. Not a soft transition, but that will do. What I'm also very looking forward to when animating is that the animation style of this is not going to be soft interpolated. Like, you know, it's never going to be a soft keyframed motion like this, but you know, instead we're gonna step the keyframes and have it like on 2s or on 3s, sometimes maybe even pop into frames like on 4th or something like this. So we will never have this mix from super smooth and then something suddenly pops into a different shape. You will hopefully not notice that, because the animation will pop a little bit all the time. What we urgently need to change, though, is the line width. I should already have a style for that. Should already have a style for you right here. Can I not make it a shape? What is going on here? I'm so bad with this shape system. Why can't I create a shape out of you? Is it because I connected these points? Sometimes I must say I don't quite get how Moho deals with shapes. No, this doesn't seem to be it. Okay, I officially don't understand. Why can I... Do I need to be in the main timeline? Oh, I need to be in the main timeline. Of course. Strange. Create shape. There we go. Now we're talking. Beak. So layering strokes doesn't seem to work like I thought it would work. Probably need to create an extra shape on top of it. Delete edge. Delete points. There we go. Yeah, that's why I'm not doing tutorials yet, but I hope to become better and better with Moho soon, because I really love the software. You can do really powerful things with it. Now let's make unconnected things and turn them into its own shape. do I not have to? Oh, you can always make the Bezier handles show. That is pretty cool. Yeah, I will always need that. Let's turn this into a shape, only a stroke. And now this is hopefully on top of the other one. Yeah. Oh, it still wants to connect it. Okay, yeah, I mean, if you want. Okay, we spent far too much time on this. Let's just move on. And hope that it works. Actions. Body rotation. Go back to the rotation. Whoop, 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 whoop. Yeah. This is going well. Just hope we have some good 3/4 rotations. Yeah, I think so. Back to the main timeline, frame 1. Don't like that with the default frame the left eye is already vanished, but I guess we can work with that for now. Okay, let's turn that frown into a beautiful smile with a... Oh, what should we do first? I think we should do the open beak first, see what we have to fix here. So, let's make a new smart bone action. We select the bone, this one. Yeah, this needs some fixing. Although I wonder if we should not fix it with points, but just with just with those handles that we worked on. I think that might be enough. Anyway, so Ben, face, beak, not open. Let's start with beak open. Are we on that timeline? I believe so. And this rotation is going to drive it. I now notice that the upper part, the behind part where it connects always kind of looks wrong. So I think the only thing we can kind of work on for now is this, and the other part we need to fix later. Oh well. Hi there, Weekend Panda, aka JK. Nice to see you. How are you doing? Okay, I think I have enough of the beak for now. Let's work on that later. I want to do the head next. And the head is actually going to be really important for a couple of animation shots that I've already seen in animatic shape. So we should totally put some care into that one. Once again, let's plan. Let's plan here. Oh, I kind of already did. I kind of already said how I wanted to split it up. Yeah, I think we're gonna keep it like that. Not necessarily the shape. I think the green shape of the head needs to go over a little bit because it's always very difficult to match things up here. But so we're gonna have a big layer for the stuff up here. We're gonna have the orange, the red layer in the back, and then we have a layer in front for the front of the hat. All right, let's do that. Come back to frame 0. And let's take this one as our reference frame. And need a new layer. Where do we place this fun stuff? Well, the back of the hat should be very far back. Probably here, probably on top here. Ben, hat. How are you doing, JK? Yeah, this is being recorded, but it's also probably not really a tutorial, as I'm still struggling with Moho and had some entertaining glitches and problems, but yeah, it's for sure gonna be on YouTube, at least for a while, until I have better tutorials for Moho. And yeah, hopefully gonna work on this project consistently every week, and I would also like to live stream that. So, hat, back. There we go. And let's just carefully do everything by hand. We're gonna have a point there, point here. Back there. And here. This is gonna be, no, actually, let's make the center here. This is going to be covered up by the top part anyway. Oh, Weekend Panda said got 4,100 words written this morning on a new book. Really cool. Yeah, it's really important to do that consistently if you want to get a book finished. So that's really great. Do you want to share what the book is gonna be about? Bowbell says, oh, it's 11 o'clock, 11:30 p.m. there. Yeah, that's the problem with time zones. It's always too late or too early somewhere. But I mean, I'm gonna shift around the times where I live stream, and there are also going to be a lot of recording and hopefully also very useful tutorials one day about how to do this in a more compressed shape that you can actually follow along. So for now, these work streams are just going to happen when they happen, when I actually have to work on something. Let's make a new style for this one, for the hat, because I believe it also has a different style. New style, Ben hat. Okay. It's gonna look good. Let's fill it like that for now. Okay. Select the shape. Oh, I didn't create the fill. Both. And now we can change the style. Hat. No second style. To be quite honest, I still don't know why it sometimes fills. Yeah, now it fills it. Didn't I do that? Didn't I do the exact same steps before? No, not the beak. You're a hat. I think this is correct. I hope so. All right. Turn this invisible. Let's do the front part. Ben hat, front. That makes a lot of sense. There we go. Here and here. And this here for a nice swoop. And then let's actually close it. Close it off. Here. Let's hide those. Oh, not delete. I just wanted to hide them. Here. Hide, hide. And then we can work on the curvature. There we go. Here, there. Oh no, why is this affecting everything so much? I sometimes don't understand why broken tangents still affect everything so much. Like, why is the broken side, like this one, I don't want it to move when I move here. This show Bezier handles, fix Bezier handles. Yeah, I mean, this one, those are definitely broken. So I would expect when I move this one here that it only moves. Oh, now it only moves the lower one. All right. Oh, if I switch this off, now it's going to move all. Ah. Okay, so I guess I keep this option on, but I'm afraid this is not the way how Moho animates. I think when I animate with bones, it's moving both sides, because I had a couple weird encounters before. But I guess we will see. I guess we'll see how it goes. Okay. And last but not least, the hat. Let's see how many points we need. 1, 2, 3, 4. And maybe one down here to like drag it into the hat. The question is where it should be. It should probably be in the back. It could be part. If it's in front, we can always be sure that like this little band on it, this little ribbon, is always on top. I think that's probably be a good call, or maybe just the ribbon all the way on top. What I haven't figured out yet, and that works in Harmony. In Harmony, I can have a ribbon all the way at the front, covering up everything, but also being masked by this upper part of the hat, which is all the way in the far back. So you have the best of two worlds. You have a ribbon that never goes past the back layer, but is in front at the same time. And I don't think this is possible in Moho, at least not with the tools that I have messed with before. There's like a whole, like at the moment, everything is layer order for me, especially for that complicated 3D turn action that I already started working on. Here, this is just done with like layer orders and stuff, but there is like a Z depth thing too, but I haven't messed with that yet, so probably shouldn't do that now. Okay, let's put it at the top and see how it goes for now. Back, at front, and then we have a vector layer, Ben, hat, top part, top, this looks weird, top part. Okay. Let's make the curvature here, there we go. We might need another point on top to give the illusion of that. Huh? I mean, this one should be enough. I think we have enough points. All right. JK wrote about the book, still pretty early for announcing it. Generally speaking, the book is about making changes in life and being more disciplined in the easiest way possible for success at it. that sounds like something that a lot of people need advice with, including me. Yeah. Change and discipline, two very difficult things. Ooh, free copy for me. I got a free copy promised. And it's recorded in the chat and on video. So how much longer can it take if you already did 4,200 words today? It's gonna be done soon, right? How hard is it to write a book? No, I'm so impressed. You actually already wrote so much more than I probably have in my life. Should really pick that up too. JK says writing is super easy and first drafts are basically final drafts. Yeah, that's what I figured. So let's once again try to create a shape. Style, pick the style, I guess. The hat, make me a hat, please. Create shape, and it should be hat style, I hope. Okay, the ribbon. We're gonna do a mask thing here. So only the top part is really gonna be important. Gotta have a point here. And a point here, and then just finish it down here. However, yeah, I love those shapes. Weekend Panda says very appealing shape on the top hat. I have to say these character designs, they're not from me. But I really, maybe I can show some, like this is the model sheet, and I love how the character designer, I think his name is Uwe Heichenschretter, a German character designer. I just love those, like, the corners are so precisely set. I really love this. Like even like here, like in the legs and stuff, like I really like those shapes. And I like that it has like this like there's a seriousness to it. Like it's not just like it, I mean it's a penguin, which is pretty cool. and pretty cartoony, but at the same time it has like those edges and like this realistic shape of the hat. They bring in some seriousness, some film noir seriousness, which I think is really cool. And I hope I can translate some of this into the rig. Because, you know, once it's not in the rig, it's not gonna come back. Those really cool shapes. And then, of course, what I also love is the double stroke lines. I wish there is a way we could actually keep that. I mean, there is in Moho. There's like a multiple stroke filter that can make it look a little bit like this. But unfortunately, some other scenes are going to be animated in Harmony, so we have to keep it a consistent style. And I worked on the wrong layer. Let's copy everything. I was wondering, why do I see the other layer? That's very convenient. Let's just copy that. And have a new layer. Ben, hat, top, ribbon, a ribbon. There we go. New style for you. New style. Ben, hat, ribbon, and I assume it's going to be darker than the rest. Darker. Make a new style. Ribbon. Ben, hat, ribbon. Create shape. Wonderful. Hello, Setchin. Nice to see you. How are you doing? Doop, doop, doop. All right. Lots of hat layers. Switch on. Now we need to do the masking. The masking. Save. And make a new layer. Group layer. Okay, what am I gonna mask? This one and that one. Switch it on here. Add to mask. No. Wait, how does this work? So I did some masking earlier. This one is the add to mask part. Hide all, I guess. Mask this layer. Ah, there we go. For some reason, I always get confused how masking works. Now, of course, we need the outline, and that's really cool that you can do this just with a click. Exclude strokes? Yeah, there we go. This is really nice. Yeah. I'm gonna do a short break and then we're gonna put the mask on the character, and of course we also have to include it in the head rotation, in this nice little body rotation. And I think if we have the hat on him, the body rotation will also be a lot cooler. So yeah, more exciting hat content right now after the break. Not right now, in 5 minutes. See you then. Alright everyone, welcome back. We're gonna continue our little rigging adventure, trying to incorporate the hat that we just worked on. Oh, I left the window open. Should probably close that in a little bit. So yeah, we already have this pretty decent hat rotation. I mean, there's still a few things that we need to fix for certain body parts, but yeah. I also want to do something similar for the hat. And also, of course, we still have to place it onto the rig. So, pull up the chat. There's a question about Moho 14. I haven't looked into that at all yet. This is still Moho 13, I think. I just recently updated, so yeah, it's probably gonna be a little while until we have more. But I really hope that they're gonna add some node-based functions soon, because then I think it will be a little bit easier to order things. I mean, what we still can do to make everything a little easier to see, we can still color the layers. I think this is something that I should do soon. You know what, let's do this directly for the head layers, which I can't find at the moment. I am blind. Ben hat top, there it is. Okay, Ben hat top. So we also have this named, but of course we could also just give it a color. I mean, it's not that important, but we can give it a nice turquoise for now, so we can see the head all the time. All right. I'm not sure you guys can hear that, but now that I opened the window, there's a lot of stuff going on outside. How can it be? It's Corona season. How can there still be loud stuff going on in front of my window? Let me close that real quick. Just a second. All right. I wonder if we should rely entirely on shape layers, on like smart bones that change the shape, or if we should actually rig this hat with different bones. I wonder what would be easier. I mean, since we probably have to change the curvature of things anyway, I think we're probably fine with just one bone for the hat. So let's put, oh, first of all, let's try to make the order how we want it to be. This can go in front. Maybe he pulls it also in front of his eyes at some point, so we can put it very far up. And now let's add the bones. And it's probably going to be a parent, a child of this bone. Okay, this could become the center. And for now, we just bind the layers, I would say. Bind layer. This one. Bind layer. That one. And as always with new bones, we do not want them to have any bone strength because we are doing everything with bind points or bind layers. Don't want to select the layer, I want to select the bone. And it should be connected. No, it's not. I missed the back part. So all the way back here. There we go. Bind layer. This one. There we go. Oh yeah, and I apparently forgot to actually fill the front part. This one. Yeah, doesn't have a filling. Create a shape with a filling, and it should be the hat. Yeah, that looks to be in order. And now if we move the bone in front, it should already fit on him quite nicely. Hi Thiago, nice to see you. Okay, so this is working how it should. And we should add some stuff to it later, but I think for now we're just going to do the perspective thing. And it's going to have its own smart dial. Gonna have select a bone, make a bone, and it's going to be child of that one. This is also going to be a 360 thing, right? Yeah, I'm going to need it from all perspectives. So, bone, make a smartphone dial. It's going to be Ben hat. Perspective. It's gonna be 2 300. Let's just say Oh no, that is too much. 360. Let's try that. Oh, 180 is the maximum angle. Oh, because it has a minus 180 angle. I forgot how this works. Minus 180, but only one action. Okay, 360 stuff. Oh no, I should not move it in here. It should be moved here. Okay. All right, this is gonna be 3/4 view in that direction. So let's bake the shape of the hat by just clicking. It should keep the shape. And the top part, let's also set the keyframe for that. And I think it should be set for every single point. Yeah. This worked. This did not work. Didn't set a Hope we click them all once. And of course the back. Let's not forget about the back. Just because it's all the way back. There we go. Okay, so now that we have that keyframe fix, we should look into the front perspective. And we can actually shift the hat over to the model sheet. We can delete that frame later. Let's move it over. Maybe we should just move it straight. Okay. And tweak it. Let's make the body see-through so we can trace our hat shape. Yeah, why not start with the hat back since we're already here. This is pretty cool to have it like this, very clearly in the middle. It's gonna be nice. Okay. And usually those rotations already look pretty nice. I mean, the rotation to the backside will be very, very similar to this one, actually. Maybe we can just copy and paste those frames later. Make make this one invisible so we can match the front part. Putting this here, down the corner, and we need to pay attention that it's gonna be inside the shape, inside the back shape that we do earlier. It's shifting tangents again. Don't do that. Clipper Flipper says, please animate in Japanese anime style. I have so much respect for good anime animation. It's so difficult to do things anatomically correct, how they do it a lot of times. And they're very humanoid, and they're very, well, not realistic, but, you know, they're mostly anatomically correct. It's so, like, I once worked with friends on an advertisement where we were working in anime style, and oh boy, it's so difficult to always keep measuring the proportions and have it correctly. And I mean, you have to do that for any animation project. Always refer to the model sheet and stuff, but I have a lot of respect for that. This is looking pretty good. Okay, let's have a look at the top. Top is going to be interesting because I need to hit the edge points of the ribbon. Just like here and here. There we go. Thiago has a recommendation for an anime style YouTuber. Thank you very much. I don't know the channel either. I have to check it out. Always like to learn new things. Let's keep it a little asymmetric. I really like that. Let's have that side a little bit lower. And the ribbon doesn't have any keyframes yet. I think no, did we forget it? No, it has keyframes. Okay, so that is good. That is good. We can give it some keyframes, some contour shapes like this. It could actually be a little higher. here. And you know what? Let's make the hat also a little bit taller to avoid it shrinking inside. Oh, I messed up where the keyframes are. Okay. Switch the body back on. There we go. Ah, this already has some nice perspective in it. Very good. We could actually flip that hat in the middle. Because then we can use the same keyframes that we have here for that 3/4 view after we flipped it. So let's do that. That is something we need to do in the bone. Select the bone. Oh, wrong way. That way. And that's pretty cool because now we can just copy and paste the keyframes that we already have. Copy them to be oh, can I not scroll? Let's just select them one by one then. And then when we reach the other 3/4 perspective, oh, it only copied it for one. Only copied it for the currently selected layer. Oh, come on. Okay, we did the hat back one. Now, hat front. Copy, paste the keyframes. Top part, there we go. Yeah, getting some nice rotation. I mean that moment right before the flip is a bit restless. But I mean, I guess this is just something that I can look out during the animation for. I do like the idea of reusing the keyframes. Okay, side view. The side view is actually just going to be a variation on the three-quarter view of the hat that we already have. So let's move the bone over to the place in the model sheet. And look at that, it's already matching up pretty well. I think we should tweak it though to look a little bit different. And of course add a frame that looks like the side view. Oh, our hat is flying away. Catching it, putting it there. Side view. Okay, Start with this layer for now. Let's make the corner a bit sharper. Ah, that is too sharp. Not as quite as white in the model sheet, but you know, I want something to be happening while it's rotating. And that would probably be going all the way to the side now. All right. Hello, Novikov. Nice to see you. How are you doing? Okay, now the other layers. The front part layer we do after the other one. Let's first do the back layer, hat back, and match that with the model sheet. Oh, I would love to get actual, like a swoop down. I think that could be nice. Strengthen that part of the model. Oh, the top layer is actually going further down than I thought it would be. So maybe let's switch off our hat back layer for a moment. Oh yeah, so we see what's going on. Yeah, Novikov, I sometimes do live streams, and they're like different kinds of live streams that we do. Sometimes I have like a lecture about an actual animation topic that I do. But this is just, I'm working on a project and I let you guys watch and have some entertainment, some audience while I'm working on this. Yeah, because that's a thing that I like to do when I work. Sometimes I switch on the streams of other people, and I think it's quite nice to see how somebody is working on things differently from me and the other way around. Maybe somebody sees something helpful in how I animate. Oh, this should actually cover everything pretty well. Okay. Need to make sure that there's no hole here. Now we can actually move this down again. Okay, now the ribbon. Making it fit in here. I still think in the model sheet it might get a little bit too wide. It does shrink a lot in the front view. Ah, thank you for the kind words, Novikov. Really appreciate it. It does grow down notably. I don't think we can leave it like that. The model sheet wasn't precise enough. We need to move it back up a little bit. That maybe have this go up 2 and in the front got to cover quite well. Oh, I really need to watch out. This needs to definitely be covering everything. Yeah, we can't leave a gap there. Same here, actually. There should not be a gap. Okay. Yeah, I think this is better. It does grow down somehow. But this is how the model sheet is. Yeah, I'm rigging this for a project. I have to rig it anyway. I want to do some tutorials about Moho eventually, which is I use the software I use to rig this and animate this later. But yeah, right now I'm still getting back used to the software. I worked with it a while back, but already forgot a lot of stuff. Thankfully, there are great tutorials from McCoy Buck is his name. Really great course on Udemy. That's how I learned Moho. Was super helpful. Oh, actually, back layer all the way back here. This is what I wanted to beautify. Back to the front layer. There we go. There's a settle down. I don't like it that much, but this is how the model sheet is. Unfortunately, not much I can do. Didn't really want to think about the shape of the hat too much, so just copy it for now. And I think for a lot of scenes, the character will just start in one of the... This is pretty cool, though. Really, really looking forward to it. Not sure I do like the additional dip here. Thiago asks, is it possible to finish an entire animation in Toon Boom without using editing software for compositing like After Effects? Personally, I would not recommend not using editing software. And I would even keep compositing and editing separate. Because... Oh, it's getting dark here in my office. I need to switch on some lamps. I don't have my studio lamp up right now, so this is just crappy quality. I'm sorry. The thing is, I would really recommend splitting your animation in as many parts, in as many files as possible. Like for every new shot, whenever comes a cut, you should start a new Harmony file. Or whatever software you use. Whenever there's a cut, this should be a new file. And then you render this file, and then you put it together in Premiere, and then you have your final file. You might be able to skip After Effects. Like Harmony has a lot of options now for compositing. You can add shadows and special effects and glows and all the stuff that you would add in After Effects traditionally. So yeah, you might get final animation frames out of the software, but I would always recommend you to work in as many separate shots, as many separate files as possible, and then stitch it together in an editing software. The other advantage with an editing software is also you can cut a little bit. I mean, your animatic should actually nail it pretty perfectly, but if you realize, hey, it would be cool if I cut during this motion, then you sometimes might to cut while a motion of the previous shot is still going on, and this is also something that then you can do in Premiere. So I think you totally can switch, can skip After Effects if you manage to do most of what you want in Harmony. Lots of cool, especially in the premium, super expensive version, lots of cool effects there. But I would always recommend stitching your animation together in a video editing software at least. Yeah, I hope that answers your question. Let me switch on the light real quick. I'll be back in a second. Okay, so at least the normal room light is on now. All right. I want to be done with this rig. I feel like I've been working on it far too long now, but also there's gonna be a lot of animation done with this character, so it's probably worth it investing the time in it. Hat front, I actually wanted to change how this comes together. Oh. Let's just get this one. Copy, paste. There we go. Yeah, you're welcome, Thiago. And now we're going back to a back view where we see the back of the head. And I think that should be very similar to the front view, if I'm not mistaken. Just, you know, with everything being on the other side. Ribbon. And let's also do the hat back. Okay. With the huge difference that then the layer order will be changed, and I mean, let's put this down just so we can distinguish it from the front pose. And I guess this will be different. Now we're going to see the back of the head like that. And the ribbon will be accordingly. The ribbon. Oh yeah. This is nice. This is a huge hat. But we traced it. We traced it from the model sheet. Yeah, let's tweak that a little bit. I don't think that's gonna be looking good. I think especially this. And maybe it doesn't go that far down. See what's going on with the hat front part. Yeah, that is still nice. I think when he starts to turn, like, wait, this is the 3/4 view, the side view. Then as he turns, this should actually, the front part should grow bigger and bigger. And it should take over the entire side. Yeah, here should maybe be the switch. Okay. Now, what is the head switch coming to a stop? Oh, this should actually be on 100 because the smart bone action finished on 100. Let's move them all over here. This gives us actual frames to copy, because It starts and ends in the side view, so the first and the last frames are identical. We can just copy and paste that in there. And then we should have our 360-degree head rotation. Oh, what joy. Oh wait, it should switch after. Oh yeah, no, it needs to, before the back frame, it needs to be flipped. You know, the head is pointing in the other direction. It needs, like, the first and the last frame need to be identical, so this needs to be flipped. And we do that with the bone layer. There we go. Now they truly are identical. And then we flip them again. After this frame. Or before this frame, I don't know. Flip it after. And flippity flip. Now, yeah, this makes sense. Novikov asked, which would you find more challenging, the faces or the trench coats turnaround? Well, for this character design, it's actually, the face turnaround is relatively easy because, I mean, we're already done with that. I can show you. Because the eyes and the beak are the most important for that. And as long as you have it somewhat realistic, such simple head turns with eyes already work very well. And the beak obviously is giving a big hint on how this works. I mean, for this character, there's like a weakness that the animation always pops. Depending on what you're doing, you know, elements pop in and out of existence. But we're going to cover that over with the animation style, which will not be fluently interpolated, but will be a bit choppy. So the characters, the elements being replaced should not matter that much. But the trench coat, oh boy, that was pretty difficult. With all the stuff going on, and especially having the here you see one of the mistakes that is left over, that the patch of the shoulder is cutting into the trench coat flap here. Like there's still so many little things that aren't right with the trench coat. I'm still not done there, but yeah. Let's take the hat and put that into the picture. And I really hope that this rig will be easy to work with when it's all done. All right. So, put the hat on it. Oh boy. Yeah, Novikov says the shoulder pits look rough to fix. Yeah. And I think I'm actually intentionally not fixing everything in the body rotation because I want to try to keep the... Where's the hat over there? Did we not delete the... Oh, we didn't delete the frames of moving the head. The head should still be in its default position. There we go. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, I'm not gonna intentionally fix everything because I think in the animation, if we want to do some extreme things, we will have to move some points around anyway to make it all work. So I want to have as little keyframes as possible. I think I have already too many for this rotation. But yeah. So I'm going to try to keep it a little more simple here. All right. So head perspective. This needs a keyframe. Now we turn it to the front view. And we turn this to the front view. I have to do some compensation. And of course, I didn't save the first keyframe. There we go. This is really nice. It goes a bit quick. It does show that the model sheet wasn't 100% thought through. But that's fine, that's fine. We can tweak as we go along. I think the head needs to move down in general, but we can do that in the offset animation tool. Like this. Let's see. Body rotation. Okay. Now let's go to the side view. This one. Oh, this is the side view. The 3/4 view should actually look different. 3/4 view should be this. Ah, this makes a lot more sense. This is a lot better. What is happening here? Yeah. Oh yeah, I knew that something was wrong. This looks a lot better. I mean, the head does shrink. The head back actually has to stay back. There we go. Okay. Now first 3/4. Three-quarter should be around here. And then the side view. Got a little bit of a morph jitter, but that's all right, because we will just interpolate that differently with stepped frames. And okay, I think this is what I leave it with today. Somehow, doing this on a live stream is more exhausting than just working the normal way, I feel like. I don't know, because it's difficult to just keep talking the whole time. I still thank you to everyone who was watching. This is an experiment. If you guys like this sort of thing, I would like to do it more often. I like sharing my work and talking about my work and sharing my findings and my secrets, in quote. And yeah, it was just a bunch of fun hanging out with you guys. Yeah, if you want, I can do this more often. I have this project to work on for many more weeks and months. So yeah, and I got the permission from my boss man to work on this on the stream. So yeah, just let's do that every now and then. I'm always open for discussions about animation and geeking out with other people about it. So yeah, this was a lot of fun with you guys. Yeah, I hope you also have a wonderful day. Good luck with your own projects and your own endeavors. And don't forget to take a break every now and then. And I hope to see you again soon in one of these live streams. And oh, let me take one last look into the chat. Yeah, I don't think it affected my work that negatively because, you know, if I work alone, I'll listen to some podcasts and maybe watch some videos. I'm on a critical role binging right now. And sometimes I get a little bit too distracted by that. At least live streaming keeps me from doing other stuff that is not work related. I mean, I have to be working all the time somehow, so that's good. Okay, have a great, fantastic evening. Thank you very much for watching and for being there. It's really exciting to do this with you. You guys are the best. And yeah, see you again in another live stream. Bye bye.